What's up, everybody? I am back with another reaction video, Vara Dark video. In this one, I saw the thumbnail. I could not wait to hear what she got to say on this one. Something about Rocksteady, mainly GTA 6. There's probably more to it than that. I haven't seen this video yet, so I'm going in blind. But GTA 6 is coming out, what is it, May, I believe? So I'm still super excited about that game. That's definitely going to do gangbusters. We haven't had like a cool Rocksteady game in a while, and I'm really wishing for a new Red Dead Redemption game, Red Dead Redemption 3, and hopefully the same team who did 1 and 2, and hopefully they don't have any activists behind the scenes and ruining the title the same way the Rocksteady did when they made that stupid Suicide Squad game. But I want to see what's going on with Vara Dark and her take about activists meltdown over devs getting fired. Clown demands we pity the fools, they're wrecking the industry. There's a lot here. So let's see what's going on. And do me a huge favor, follow Vara Dark and check out her channel, because she is just amazing. Her content is amazing. Cannot sing her praises enough. But also, something's going on with the like button system. Not sure what's going on. YouTube's been acting very weird lately, but test out the like button, see if the system is working. But also follow me in the links in the description below, like my YouTube channel and Twitch, as I stream games as well as react to videos as well as review content such as comics, TV shows, video games, and movies. So without further ado, let's hop in.
That there are a lot of problems going on in the video game industry. We are seeing more failures than ever, it seems. We are seeing a lot of studios close down and a lot of developers having trouble getting jobs. But at the same time, they are the ones who have created the state the industry is in now, and it is still making hundreds of billions of dollars every single year. So when I see posts from game journalists and developers whining and moaning and groaning and complaining, all I can really say is you are getting what you deserve. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, a lot of people in a lot of different job types and markets are having trouble right now. A lot of companies are closing, a lot of layoffs are going on, and so this isn't an issue that is just happening with the video game industry, but of course the game journos want to make it seem like that's the case. They want to make it seem like the developers are going through all these problems unfairly when they have all created the situation that they are now in the middle of. I don't revel in the fact that people are losing their jobs, but as I always say, if you suck at your job, you don't deserve to have that job. And we see so many people in this industry constantly fighting their employers, constantly causing issues. So yeah, of course these companies would want to make sure they're getting rid of the dead weight as quickly as possible, because they don't want to have to deal with some of these entitled brats that we see that go on social media.
Clean house. Not just with the video game industry, literature, comic books, movies, TV show industries. Clean house of these riffraff, because they tanking everything imaginable. You let them go hog wild for the past several years, and we're all the worse for it. Oh God. That should have been like a sign when most of like the animation team from, I think it was a Pixar, all the old guard have pretty much been forced out and have to walk because there's like a standard like like DEI offices and HR and stuff like that. Now they can't really have any free thought and bouncing ideas off each other or accepting nonsense that doesn't fit the narrative, because the narrative they not need, but what they want to push is something about like activism and the woes of mansplaining or whatever the case would be. All this craziness into everything imaginable. And because they went rampant for so long, now when things are not as profitable to go that way, they're trying to, neutralize it, walk it back. And now, people are, crying woe is me because they're not getting their way anymore. But there needs to be a culling in all aspects of various form of media industries. This is because it's gotten too far.
Yeah, and do tank projects. Go on social media and attack fans and say this isn't the game for you and push potential sales away. It is not a good time to actually be somebody who is half decent in this industry because you just get lumped in with the rest of the lunatics. But Reese Kiwi Talks Riley had posted this saying, I don't think gamers really understand how bad of a state the video game industry is in right now. The Rockstar developer I am interviewing next week has been unemployed for a year. He can't find work, and this is someone who worked on LA Noire, Red Dead Redemption 1, GTA 5, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Even with an impressive resume, he can't even get interviews. I wasn't exaggerating when I said we are in the midst of an extinction level event of talent in the gaming industry. So first of all, he is saying, oh, the developer I'm interviewing next week, because this is clearly some kind of promo to get you to follow him and stay interested until next week. So he's just desperate to keep you around, or else he could literally just probably release it now. I'd assume that he's already done it, because from what I see, he doesn't do like live content. If you just take a peek at his YouTube channel, which has 23K subscribers, he doesn't interview anybody live. And if he already knows the details of the situation, it kind of sounds like he has it. Either way, maybe he doesn't. That isn't really important. It just seems like he is trying to get people interested in this interview to stop by next week. But second of all, he says, I don't think gamers really understand how bad of a state the video game industry is in right now. Why would we care how bad the industry is right now for AAA developers when for years you guys are the ones who have said we are gooners, racists, sexists, that we are terrible people, that the video game industry isn't for us anymore? And sure, maybe Reese specifically hasn't said that, but he is lumped in with journos because 98% of them are just really bad people and really selfish and cruel people. But also, gamers
now, let's be real. Like I said, they're walking them back because it's not profitable. I'm pretty sure around the late 2010s, or like the early 2010s, I'm sorry, get into the middle 2010s when the wokeness thing was like on the rise and it reached its precipice around like the Me Too and Black Lives Matter era, where it's like, okay, we have to lean in because everything was an overreaction in society. So everything, even including the video game industry, had to lean super hard into games that's about spreading a message. It's about people of color and women and LGBTQ all permeating every little thing with, for the most part, no rhyme or reason, but just the fact that, female led this, people of color that. It's like, pro, the first LGBTQYA MLP, who's the lead producer of this Rocksteady game, and look how walking out like a little puppet on stage at the Game Awards, and it's Jeff Keighley just singing a person like that's praises all live long day, and everybody's clapping like seals. It's all crap. It's like Ricky Gervais said, like if ISIS had like a what was this, like a movie industry or was doing something, you'd be calling your agents right now. It's the same doggone thing. Y'all was gung ho for this stuff because it was profitable. Half of y'all or most of y'all don't really truly mean it. Y'all doing it to like make sure you get more money, get more funds, or get more roles. Y'all have no principles. Like the video game industry is no different from like the movie industry right now. It's like obvious. It's like because I would have respected it more if he was always like that, way before the rise of the whole wokeness era. Way before all that stuff, I would have been a lot more respectful if he was like this hardcore from day one, and people were just hopping on the trend when he was already there. At the very least, I would respect it more because I know you wasn't a poser.
You understand the state that the gaming industry is in, and that is a state where the gaming industry made just under $200 billion in revenue in 2025. It has been increasing for years, and it is not some extinction level catastrophic collapsing situation that we are seeing. Yeah, I get that there are going to be people who are pretty good at their jobs, who are going to have tough times finding those jobs. Hey, newsflash, maybe you should be blaming the corpos who said we need to check off boxes on a checklist first and foremost instead of actually hire people based on merits. We have been saying this is a problem for a fucking decade now, and the journos and other developers have ignored us. Maybe if these companies wanted to make money again, they would be hiring people who are better at a job than the people corpos are hiring because they have a certain skin color, or they mark a certain sexuality on a piece of paper, or they push a certain angle of activism on their personal Blue Sky accounts. We know that the gaming industry is going through problems, but when I see they're bringing in $200 billion in revenue, I can't really sit here and shed a freaking tear that a few people are no longer going.
I'm curious if somebody actually made a video about what, I'm pretty sure they have, make a video about what's really going on under the app Blue Sky, because I'm pretty sure it is like filled to the brim with nonsense, idiotic ideas. They allow the free think and say what they want, but I'm pretty sure if all that kind of went out to the general public, you'd be probably shocked. You'd be probably shocked what would be said in that little blue bubble of theirs, because they dare not get any criticism. It's filled to the brim with people who just got nothing but trans flags, rainbow flags, they, thems, all over the place. And they all just agree with everything that's said, no matter how dumb. Like, oh yeah, let's trans our kids. I love transing my kids. Oh my god, I trans my 5-year-old just the other day. Oh, good for you. You're really progressive. It's like, yeah, they're all like doing. I'm pretty sure it's filled with a lot of that crap. And a bunch of beta boy bitches probably like, oh man, I love getting stepped on by Kamala Harris. I wish she was my president so I could just, feel the wave of misandry, and I want to be ruled over by women because it's time, ladies, like step on me, because I got no self-respect about myself. It's filled with a lot of that crap. I bet you. So dumb.
Going to be able to work in this industry. Maybe I don't know, companies should change, and maybe you should be blaming the companies for this being the case. Why is it always right to, oh, the gamers? It's gamers' fault. I don't think gamers understand. Why isn't it, wow, these companies need to change something, and these companies need to change something quickly? You always are going to find a way to attack gamers first and foremost. Bye. This is why nobody really freaking cares. Okay,
I did like a reaction video of Smug Alana, which I also recommend you check out her channel, just the other day. And the people behind Reloaded calling like people, Istanphobes, because they just didn't just immediately love their stuff. Like, just all the sheer fact because it's black led, or talking about all this like identity politics and racism and all this other crap I'm pretty sure is just filled to the brim with. And it's like, oh my god, you didn't like our stuff, you must be racist because you have to like it, because like it's just the right thing to do, it's our time kind of thing. It's like, no, you made a sucky game and you just can't handle benign criticism calling it racist, but none of the comments were racist, and you just saying it because it's just plain criticism and you just can't handle it because you've probably been coddled for your most of your life, or you just got out of a woke college that supported every little woke idea that you have and didn't challenge your views, and you can't really substantiate any arguments, so you just go off and do like buzzwords to shield yourself from any kind of criticism because your fifis got hurt.
Very hard to sympathize. And one major piece of the puzzle that we don't have information on is what this developer's political leaning is. And the reason I think that is so important is because Rockstar of old, when he was at Rockstar, was a very different company. They were hiring people based on merits. So, judging from then to now, this industry has shifted a lot. He might not be getting hired because he is not some lunatic lefty. He might not be getting hired because he is not willing to be vocal on social media or put pronouns in a fucking bio. This is critical information that is not being shared to us, and I'm very curious to see if it is a case where the problems that exist in the industry that we've been complaining about for years now, that people are only being hired if they are part of the collective, because collectivism is definitely a plague on the video game industry, because it's either you're a lunatic lefty or bust. I'm very curious to see if he does or does not fall into that category.
Enjoy 24-hour access at most Planet Fitness clubs. $1 down, $15 a month. Deal ends February 27th.
Who has a better life, cats or dogs? Sadly, cats are often seen as low maintenance, so owners don't give them the mental stimulation.
There are some other posts being made about this which make some really good points, like Daniel Friedman. He said the 40-person studio that made Expedition 33 is comprised of former Ubisoft developers. Ubisoft hasn't made a game as good as Expedition 33 in at least 10 years. Ubisoft employs 17,000.
And I'm pretty sure the developers behind E33 is Sandfall. So, because of the groundbreaking game they produced last year, I just immediately, just to teach these other AAA studios a lesson, and I highly encourage you all to do so too. Anything Sandfall works on, buy it immediately, pre-order it, show your support, because they have earned that, because they understood what it takes to make a good game. Story, well-rounded characters, and a good, solid narrative that is with nuance behind it, and make good-looking characters on top of that. If there is some kind of theme or message, that is probably low on that list. Not saying it shouldn't be on the list, but it should be low on that list, because you can't just make it all about your game, because that's where a lot of these industries are falling very short, because they lost sight of what makes a good story.
People. If all of them lose their jobs and some of those people manage to form even a single small studio that makes a game as good as Expedition 33, then we get one more great game to play than we would have had otherwise, because Ubisoft will never make a great game. Great games are not Ubisoft's business model, and that is why Ubisoft is unsalvageable. What is happening in the games industry right now is not the destruction of anything that deserves to be preserved. We are seeing the inevitable collapse of giant corporate studios that make mediocre games that nobody wants to play. And I've said this for a long time at this point. We need to see the AAA companies that exist now, which, by the way, try to market themselves as quadruple A, fail. We need to see them be kicked to the curb. We need to see the double A's moved up to triple A's, the indies moved to double A's, and then it allows more room for indies to exist and to thrive. In my opinion, Team Cherry shouldn't be seen as just some small little studio. They deserve the world and more. Sandfall Interactive deserves the world and more, and they are doing fan-freaking-tastic. The problem that we could face if that happens is they become more of the problem, but given the success that they have already seen and the success that they're already going into potential deals with, it could mean that they stay a lot more independent, or they just stay a little bit more firm when it comes to their company like morale and their company culture and things like that. Either way, though, all of this is true. I do not care about EA going under. I do not care about Ubisoft going under. I do not care about an Activision Blizzard going under. Do you know why? Because these companies have pushed the industry to what it is today in all of the wrong ways. Microtransactions that are predatory, loot boxes. We are talking about companies patenting AI that can control your speech and censor your game in real time. Companies, yes, buying into DEI and ESG bullshit instead of hiring talented, passionate developers. And then them altering products. Them working with companies like Sweet Baby Inc. who have no fucking business touching these types of games. Cry me a river and float upstream. Yes, I think that gamers do understand, and I think that gamers generally do not care. And sure, this industry, again, isn't collapsing. $200 billion is a lot of fucking revenue, but they are trying to paint it as if, oh my gosh, it's doom and gloom and it's extinction level. Okay, stop being so freaking dramatic. Might I humbly suggest that the video game industry try making one game that isn't a hate letter to the people who actually buy games? You know, normal white men in their 20s who aren't perverts and don't have any mental illnesses? Also, it would help if it wasn't a soulless cash grab that bills itself as free to play, but requires a constant connection to an account with a credit card number so it can try to dip into your wallet every 2.4 seconds. I am not aware of any other industry that has such contempt for its customers or such disdain for the idea of giving them what they actually want. And why do you think it's gamers? Let me ask you this. When the word male gaze is used, where does your mind go? Because from here it looks like you're the one who is living under a rock. Willie hears ya. Willie doesn't care. They aren't looking for people who can make good games. Those people cost too much money. They are looking for more Concords and High Guards. The gaming industry is being destroyed on the inside. And yes, gamers are willing to show up and monetarily support good products. If that was not the case, and all of these studios were going under, and nobody was truly being able to get high.
They just, these so-called AAA developers are expecting you to just buy whatever slop they put out. But, time and time again, like, people are rolling with their walls, and it's proven that if you are not putting out quality stuff, we are not going to put up with it anymore. And, like, you can't keep hiding behind, like the term racist or homophobic every time there is legit criticism of your terrible game. You're putting out stuff that is not even halfway decent, and you expect people just to love it just off rip. That is not how it works. It'll never work like that. and like if I got a job in like customizing cars, and my stuff is not up to snuff, and you call me out on it as a customer, I can't go around and say, "Oh, you must be racist because just because I'm black, you're not gonna buy my custom-made car." It's like that. That is how stupid that sounds. That's basically what they're doing. Oh, like you don't like my game reloaded? Oh, you must be racist. How dare you tell me that our stuff doesn't like it's X, Y, and Z? Like, how dare you? Like, you're not just loving it off because you're not singing its praises because it's got black characters in it. No, your black characters suck. It's like a discount version, a Temu version of Black Panther. It's lame. It's very lame. And the fact that you having these characters stealing artifacts from like these museums and stuff like that comes across very racist. Because it's like you having black people steal. Now, normally it probably wouldn't be an issue if you made the game somewhat like old school Tomb Raider or Uncharted, where they stealing from black market arms dealers, where somebody who like an easy to hate bad guy, or getting from these like typical Tomb Raider stuff, studying ancient ruins and finding these artifacts so they can take it back because it belongs in a museum. But you didn't do that. You want to make a preachy game, just like Starfleet Academy is just a preachy Star Trek show. Want to be a Star Trek show. Nobody wants to be talked down to or being preached at. It's nauseating. It's cringy. It's eye-rolly. And I find it kind of shocking that mostly people cannot let that sink in and like understand that. It's very disturbing.
For all these different projects, we wouldn't see games like Expedition 33. We wouldn't see games like Elden Ring. We wouldn't see the Resident Evils even. So we are talking about them dramatizing the situation for sympathy points, which is such a major issue in this industry. Everybody wants to play the fucking victim instead of take a little bit of accountability. So I'll be keeping a close eye on this. Doesn't look very good for Reese, and it just goes to show that these video game journalists, in this case he calls himself a video game developer interviewer, doesn't truly understand the state of the industry when he's starting out with, "I don't think gamers really understand." Brother, I don't think you understand that gamers really don't care when activists who have destroyed this industry are having a little bit of a tough time finding their next paycheck. But that's all that I had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to...
Alright. I'm curious to know what you guys think, because that is... Oh, God. Slowly but surely, things are kind of... The pendulum is trying to eke its way to the middle ground where it should be, and not just a gross overreaction of every little thing. And it needs some stabilization. I think Expedition 33 and Marvel Rivals and Resident Evil are prime examples of games that showcase, and future games coming out this year are showcasing what people really want from their video games. Like, I keep saying this because I really am excited for the Beast of Reincarnation, because that's something like, oh my god, it's just Gooner slap. It's Gooner because you like looking at pretty people? It's like, shocker. You know? Yeah. Weird that, the developers of Marvel Rivals make Emma Frost a thick-thighed, pretty woman. It's weird that people are drawn to that just naturally instead of those frumpy Concord characters. Anyway, I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are. Please leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in a little bit for another reaction video that might take a little bit, but it's all worth it because it seems very interesting. But I will see you all soon. Peace.